Hello everyone, welcome to another library book haul video. In this video, I have here 10 picture books I borrowed from the library, all of which are suitable for kids age 2 to 4 years old. The first book I have here is called Peep the Cat and the Missing Cupcakes by Kimberly and James Dean. This book is about Pete and his friends trying to find out who has been stealing the cupcakes they have been baking. So here we have Pete and his friend baking, and they make 10 cupcakes. At this point, I count the cupcakes with my daughter. Not long after, some cupcakes went missing. They counted and discovered 2 were missing, and they wonder who would have taken them. Outside, they found some clues and concluded a squirrel must have stolen the cupcakes. But the squirrel denied it. They returned to the cupcakes only to find 2 more were missing. They found another clue and concluded it must have been the alligator, but the alligator denied it. They returned to the cupcakes and another 2 went missing. They found another clue and concluded it must be the turtle, but turtle denied it too. The next time they returned to the cupcakes, they were now all gone. They followed more clues and discovered the toad had icing on his face. I guess the icing is like the lips. I don't see any icing other than maybe the lips could be an icing. So it was indeed the toad who had been eating the cupcakes. Because of what Toad had done, the others said he couldn't join in the fun. But Pete said to give him a second chance because that's what friends do. And in the end, Toad brought replacement cupcakes. This storybook was fun to read, especially the counting and the math part. It also teaches kids not to jump to conclusions so easily and to be forgiving to a friend who has done something wrong. The pictures are simple yet colorful, and the sentences are short and easy to understand. I definitely recommend this book. The next book is called I Took the Moon for a Walk by Carolyn Curtis and Allison J. I have another book illustrated by Allison J, and she has a unique way of drawing her characters that are whimsical and colored beautifully. So this book is about a boy that takes a walk with his friend the moon at night. The story is told in short lyrical verses that is fun to read. It can be difficult for the kids to understand, but the rhyming sound will still entertain you. Another alternative is you could just put in your own words as you go along, so that's up to you. So they go on a stroll at night, the moon floating along behind like a kite. They walk quite a distance, observing the nature around them among other things. The pages are more or less just about them walking and looking at things, but if you look at the last 2 pages, the author gives a little bit more information about the moon and the world at night that Kid and the Moon had observed during their walk at night. A wonderful picture book that is a little bit of a science and nature book that will leave your kids more knowledgeable of the world they live in. So that's this book. The next book is called Where's My Mommy by Carolyn Crimi. I guess that's how you would pronounce it. I borrowed this book for 2 reasons. One, because Halloween was coming, and the other reason was because my daughter has been calling out for me at the daycare when I leave these days, and maybe reading this book to her will assure her that I would always be returning to pick her up from the daycare. So this book is about baby mommy playing hide and seek with his mama mommy. When the baby mommy didn't see mama mommy, baby mommy went to look for her. Baby mommy arrives at the woods and hears something clanking. Turns out to be a skeleton brushing its teeth. The skeleton warns baby mommy to go to bed because there are creatures that bite in the dark and it's not safe. Baby mommy continues on and arrives at a swamp. There, a blob was washing its face. The creature warns baby mommy of the same thing to go home to bed. Next, baby mommy arrives at a cave, and there baby mommy encounters a vampire cleaning out its ear. And he also warns baby mommy to go home because it's not safe out. Baby mommy is tired and was resting when it heard some scratching and rustling noise. Now what can it be? It's a mouse. Baby mommy was scared and called for its mama mommy. Mama mommy heard its cry, comforted baby mommy, and they went back home. They combed their hair or whatever they are combing, brushed their teeth, and went to bed. Okay, so there are a few things that don't really make sense to us adults, like where was mama mommy all the while before the mouse appeared, but hey, it's a picture book. The main thing was mama mommy was there at the end and baby mommy felt safe. A cute picture book to read, especially when Halloween is around the corner. The next book I have here is called The Clock Struck One by Trudy Harris. Now, as the title seems to suggest, it's a time-telling tale that can be read in the tune of Hickory Dickory Dock. So in this story, of course, there is a mouse and that runs up the clock, and there is a cat that chases after the mouse. And in every page there will be a clock. In this one it reads 1. In the next page the clock struck 2 and woke the cat up. Now you have a choice to just read it in your normal voice, but it would be so much fun if you sang it in the tune of Hickory Dickory Dock. So for example, this one: Hickory dickory do, the grandfather's clock struck 2. It woke the cat who sprang from his mat, hungry for mouse stew stew. So something like that. So you see how it can go. The words may not be the same as the original lyrics, but it rhymes and you can sing it. On and on it goes. It turns 3, then 4. And they tip over a beehive, and it's 5. It's really small, you can't really tell, but here it says 5. In the barn, they frightened the ducks, and it's 6. They ran into the kitchen and out through the gate. It's 9, and they are still chasing each other. 10, it's getting late and everybody is getting tired and sleepy. They finally gave up, went back to the house, fell asleep at 12 midnight, but when it was 1, the cat woke up and it looks like it's hungry. Why the mouse felt it was safe to sleep with the cat about, I don't know, but it was a funny ending. So I love this book. It was fun to read, and moreover the last 2 pages here talks about time, the different clock faces, and how to read time. A really good book to read to the kids, especially when they are just learning how to read time. And I'll be honest with you, I couldn't read time except from a digital watch until I was about 10 years old. I kid you not. So don't worry if your kid doesn't get it now. They'll have plenty of time to learn eventually, like I did. Next book up, we have Peck, Peck, Peck by a famous author, Lucy Cousins. In my previous videos, I've recommended other books by the same author, and you can never go wrong with this author. This book has holes all over the cover and pages. It's all about a little woodpecker learning how to peck. And practice makes perfect, right? So here we have it pecking at a tree, and there's a hole there. I like to point out the hole or ask my kid whether she sees the hole, and it's great fun to find it. Here the previous hole reveals a contrasting color, and what I like to do was ask my daughter what color it shows before reading on. Here there's a hole at the gate. Other than finding the hole and noting the color, you could ask things like, what is the name of the item the bird is pecking? So in this case, it is a gate. Next one is a door, and you could ask what color is the door. The following page has more than one hole, and you can start counting the holes with your kid. So here there's like 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 holes. Next one here reveals a pattern, and you can point out the pattern to your kid, and this one here shows stripes. This page here shows articles of clothing, and you could name the clothing with your child. Next one shows a bathroom, and same thing, you can point out the different items while exploring the holes. Now the next few pages goes a little bit crazy because there's so many holes, right? Here is where you can get a little bit excited, pecking at the holes like this. Peck, 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 peck. The ending of the book, the little woodpecker returns to its dad and declares what a wonderful time it had and goes to sleep happy. I really enjoyed reading this book with my daughter just because it's interactive, colorful, and there's so many things she could learn while having fun. The next book I have is called Night Night Groot, and if you're a Marvel fan like me, you'd recognize the superheroes, and kids like Groot. This was really great to read because my daughter loves superheroes and Halloween was just around the corner. So Groot is getting ready to go to bed, but suddenly Rocket Raccoon drags Groot out of bed because they have a mission. Each page they encounter more superheroes, and this part was fun because I get to name the superheroes for my daughter. Some she didn't recognize and some she did. The bad guys appear, so Groot and Rocket crashes into their ship and fought with the bad guys. Here you start to realize that this is actually kind of like a dream and they're not really fighting the bad guys. So if your kid is worried about that, just say it's just a dream, it's not real. Whatever you want to say at this point. Okay, so here looks like they're surrounded, but soon their superhero friends arrive to help. And I love this part where it says your friends will keep bad dreams away. If your kid has been having nightmares or is frightened for whatever reason at night, you could tell them that superheroes will come save the day. So here it says your friends are here to save the day. They'll bring a hammer, they'll bring a cat. Let's see a cat. Do you see a cat? Oh, this one. Black Panther. They'll bring their kicks and a spin attack. They'll keep watch over you and guard the door. They'll leave those bad guys off the floor. The sentences all rhyme, so they'll love that. And I love this 2 pages spread. This one. Where all the superheroes gather. My daughter gets excited when she recognizes and points out some of the ones she knows. Like this one is a favorite. Spider-Man. A really fun bedtime story to read to your kid if they like superheroes. Next book is called Shake a Leg Egg by Cyrus. This book is about expecting a baby duckling to come out of its shell. This book is of ducks, ducklings, and nature. A really beautiful picture book to look at. There are all sorts out there, and even I learned something new, like coots. Coots are water birds apparently commonly found in North America. They have these black feathers and a white beak. So next time I see one, I will know what it is because that's an interesting name to remember. This 2-page spread, you have this gorgeous landscape drawn in great detail. And look at this close-up of the ducklings. Even the feathers look soft. The sentences rhyme. And finally this last page, another great landscape drawn. Even the ripples in the water looks real. A really stunning picture book written and illustrated by Cyrus. I really recommend this book as it gives a realistic view of nature and some of its animals that you won't be able to see if you live in the city. Next book we have is called A Hop is Up by Kristy Dempsey, illustrated by Laurie Richmond. This book shows a boy and his dog going through the neighborhood, and what the book does is it shows different actions and what it's called. So like here, Hop is Up, and what I did with my kid as I read to her was actually demonstrating it to her. She joins in and copies me, thinking that's a game, and I highly encourage you to do the same because they will giggle throughout the whole book. Ben is down. Now the spinning around and around could be difficult to demonstrate if you don't have a bike, but you can just put your hands in front of you and then mimic the cycling action. Here we have jumping, and then a leap. Now I kid you not, I actually did this in front of my kid. All 158 pounds of me, and it's a lucky thing I live on the ground floor of my apartment building. Now she knows marching, so it wasn't too difficult for this one. Now a jig wasn't too clear to me, but I guess just behave like a clown. Sliding and slipping. Sliding and slipping was funny to demonstrate, and my daughter laughed a lot at this. Boing 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 and a skip 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 was fun too. Swinging up and out. Amble ramble slow. Running. Now we ran all over the living room for quite a bit with this one. And then we came to end and pause and wait. And then it stopped. But a hop is up. So that was the book. A book full of action that can get your kid up and about while having fun. I really recommend this book. Next book is Click, Clack, Peep by another popular author called Doreen Cronin, illustrated by Betsy. One of her more popular and best-selling books is called Click, Clack, Moo, Cows That Time. That book won a Caldecott Honor Book title. Okay, so this one is about how a little duckling is keeping the whole barn animals awake with all of its peeping. So the barn is all quiet and every animal is waiting for this egg to hatch, and then finally out comes this duckling. The duckling peep 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 all day. When it was nighttime, they tried to get it to sleep, but the duckling kept peeping. They sang lullabies, they shut the window, gave it a blanket, but nothing worked, so the animals went outside to sleep. Duck took a pair of headphones and covered the farmer's ears and decided to take some action. He carried the duckling over to the tractor and buckled it in and started the engine. The tree drove the tractor back and forth. If I was the duckling, I would have thrown up because that would seriously give me some motion sickness. But the duckling fell asleep. The farmer woke up and wondered why it was so quiet. He came out only to find his field was ruined, but at least the duckling was asleep. A really funny book to read, one that made me laugh as well. The last book I have here is a popular one and one that I borrowed because of Halloween. It's called Go Away Big Green Monster by Emberley. So this is an interactive book and it starts off with a pair of big yellow eyes, and as you turn the page it will reveal more and more features. Here we have a green nose, and then the mouth and teeth, ears, hair, and finally the face. Now I know the nose has suddenly disappeared, and I'm not sure whether it is how the book is or whether somebody tore it, but this is a library book and I'm thinking at some point the nose was ripped out. But anyway, the pages reveal at first one by one all of the features, and then you come to this stage where things start disappearing. Here, the parent can encourage the child, especially one that is afraid of monsters, to say the words, "You don't scare me," and the purple hair goes away. And then the ears, And the nose, which it's already gone. And then the face, the mouth, teeth, and even the eyes, until finally the big green monster disappears entirely. So this gives the child a sense of power and control over their fears and helps them to sleep at night. My daughter isn't afraid of monsters because she's been seeing a lot of funny monster YouTube videos lately because of Halloween and finds it funny more than anything. She just likes how the face slowly appears and disappears. I highly recommend this book. So that's all I have for this video haul. I hope you liked my selection this time around. By the time you see this, Halloween is already over, but don't let that stop you from reading some of these fun books. It's good all year round. So if you like this video, do give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of my other videos, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So until next time, bye!